Summoner's Rift.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Michael. Today I'm doing a little video talking about the Season 3 Mastery changes that are on the PvE right now. I'm mostly going to talk about the utility tree, not really going to dive into any other trees. Just going to talk about the utility tree, the changes to it, how it may pertain to supporting some of the support changes to it, and so on and so forth. So, let's just get into it, and before I get into it, as I want to get into it, the first video, or the first little clip you saw, was the changes to the Scout Mastery, which I'll talk about in a jiffy. Who says jiffy? Nobody. That's a stupid word. But whatever. Tier 1 for utility. Summoner's Insight, still there. Still square. Still probably one of the best probably one of the best Tier 1 for utility in terms of masteries. Still always get a point in that for me at least. Swiftness has now become Wanderer. Basically, it's now a 2% movement speed increase when outside of combat. It's also only 3 points, and it's in Tier 1. I can see it's being good on champions who, like Kennen, maybe Vladimir, if they want to go into the utility tree, who don't scale off of mana, who don't want to get meditation. However, I feel like on supports, the lack of flat 2% in all assets of the game kind of makes it not worthwhile to me. Meditation's still there, 3 per 5, Tier 1 now instead of Tier 2. I quite like it. That's probably how I'll go for the Tier 1 masteries. Improve recall, still there, enhances the recall. Cast them recall by 1 second, enhance recall by a point. I don't really understand the enhance recall 0.5 second part, but I'm stupid, so don't mind me. Scout, this mastery has been changed. It's now a direct buff to Teemo support. Oh, what a stupid joke. Wards gain 25 increased vision range for the first 5 seconds after placing them. As I saw in the video, it's kind of substantial, a lot more substantial than the 5% that it was before. It was like 5 or 10% all the time. Is it worth it? I don't know. Very situational. A lot of the new masteries are quite situational in my opinion. Maybe it'd be worth it, maybe it wouldn't. It's up to you. It does make a difference, but for 1 point, it's not too bad. If you don't want to go into Artificer, Artifactor, if you don't want to go in the Expanded Mind, just want to go like Mastermind, for Tier 2, it could be a decent point, but anyways. Mastermind is now Tier 2 rather than the last tier. It's now 10% instead of 15, I think it was what it was before. It's 3 points. I love this change. I don't think Mastermind was really worth going all the way down to 21 points in. I like this change. It's, in my mind, better than Expanded Mind. Oh, they're also both minds. Ho ho. Expanded Mind isn't really worth it. The fact of the matter was, it was worth it because it was Tier 1 and you had to go into it to get to meditation. And do you want reduced time dead or improved recall? Like, there wasn't much for Tier 1. It was pretty much a must. Now it's kind of whatever. I don't need it. I think Mastermind is just more beneficial in the long run than Expanded Mind. Artificer is probably one of the cooler masteries that have come out for supporting. There's a lot more active items for supports. There's Mikael's Crucible, the Cage's Lucky Pick upgrade. Those are two of the big ones. There's also like smaller ones as well that you can grab that really aren't super supportish but still worth it. Basically, it's 50% off of active items in terms of cooldown. So, Mikael's Crucible, this is more, I feel like this mastery is more situational. Say you have like a Vayne Sona lane. Vayne doesn't want to get QSS, she wants to go GA. You can grab a Mikael's Crucible, upgrades out of Chalice and think Mana Manipulator. Still very useful to you even without the active. The active is basically a QSS, and I don't believe it breaks suppression. It doesn't do the whole summoner aspect of it, summoner abilities. Just because that's for cleanse, bro. But it does fears, stuns, slows, snares, I believe, like pretty much everything that is in a suppression. It's 3-minute cooldown, also has a heal on it too. It's a flat rate plus 15% of their missing health. So it's pretty amazing. It's a 3-minute cooldown on it, so 15% discount off of 3 minutes is pretty damn strong. Also, Cage's Lucky Pick is like 60 seconds or something. So it's an item that, or it's a mastery that you may or may not get depending on what you go. But I like it a lot. I think it's really cool. So I like that one. That's a cool one. Greed, still there. Runic Affinity, still there. Vampirism. is now Lifesteal and Spell Vamp. 0921 Olaf will be Beast come Season 3, even better than it was before. I love that change. I think that's really cool. Why is it a helmet, though? It's always weird to me. Biscuiteer. This is Riot's way of trying to make supporting a little bit less gold intensive early game, I guess. Basically gives you a biscuit that restores 80 health and 50 mana over 10 seconds. 1 point. Don't really feel like it's super worth it. I feel like the upgraded version, or what it goes into, is more worth it in my opinion. I'll talk about that in a second. Wealth, still there. Awareness, still here. Strength of Spirit, I think it was like Strength of Mind or something before, not too sure. Basically, it's no longer percentage based off your maximum mana, it's now 400. So it's a flat rate. Still worth it on like Rise and stuff, not really worth it on supports. Explorer, basically on Summoner's Rift it gives you a ward, on other maps it gives you 25 extra starting gold. It's a ward you can place that lasts for 60 seconds. I like this a lot, mainly because I can go grab my 3 wards, my 2 potions, have a biscuit, have an extra ward, and actually ward our blue buff, our red buff, ward their wraiths. There's a lot of things you can do in a ward with this that you don't have to spend gold on. I like this a lot, because before what I do is I would spend the extra 2 points in going into wealth to get the extra ward, spend the money on the ward. I've now invested 2 mastery points into something that I don't always use, and it's only useful early game. And I've also spent 75 gold on a ward now. So that only is really needed to be there for like a minute and a half, basically. So I like this a lot. I think it's kind of nice. It kind of helps out with scouting or going into the enemy jungle or warding your own jungle, for example. I like this a lot. It's a nice little addition to the game. Intelligence, still 6%. If you actually want to be a dick and be like me, you can go Sorcery, Intelligence, grab Zyra, max your plants, your seedlings, your saplings, or whatever you want to call them. I always max them second because I think that's the best way to go. And basically, at max rank of your seeds plus these 2 masteries, you now have 30% CDR without any items. I think that's ridiculous, but whatever. So yeah, Intelligence is still there, 6%, probably the best flat cooldown reduction you could get. With Sorcery being so easy to grab now, you can actually get a lot of CDR early game, but yeah. Nimble is 3% increased movement speed all the time. Flat rate, really like it, it's kind of cool. May not always be useful, but it's whatever. And the last one I'm going to talk about is Pickpocket. Pickpocket is, to me, kind of whatever. I don't really like it. It's 5 gold for melee champions, 3 gold for ranged champions every time you auto attack another champion. 5-second cooldown. If you maximize the cooldown on it, you're getting 10 gold per 10 and 6 gold per 10 on ranged supports. Potentially, as a melee support, you're making more gold per 10 than you would with full GP 10 runes. The passive gold kind of granting ability that the map has, you get 1.6 basically over time on Summoner's Rift without any items, without any runes or masteries, and 2 GP10. So you'll be getting like 8.6 with full GP10 runes, full the masteries into greed, and the Summoner's Rift gold per 10, 1.6 bullcrap. With Pickpocket, you're getting 10 per 10. On ranged supports, you're getting 6 per 10. Potentially, if you maximize the cooldown, you're making more gold per 10 than you would without it, with full runes and full masteries. Problem is, maximizing the cooldown on melee champions is very hard. The risk doesn't really, or the reward doesn't really outweigh the risk. You're never going to be going up just auto-attacking another champion because you're Taric, you're Leona, you're Blitzcrank, you're Alistar. Your goal is to get kills, to basically go up and sit your AD carry up with kills. You're not going to go up and just hit him with an auto-attack and poke him down. That's stupid. Ranged support's a little bit more viable. For example, Janna and Morgana probably won't be too good with it, just because they both have very low auto-attack ranges. They're both also kind of squishy, more so for Janna. Zyra, Lulu, Sona will be very strong with it in my opinion. Nunu will be kind of strong with it too. But overall, I don't think it's super worth it. You push lane with it. Every time you auto-attack another champion, you're pushing lane because the minions aggro onto you. They're now putting all their attacks onto you rather than the other minions, which inevitably pushes lane. It puts you in situations where you could potentially get killed because of it. The risk to me just doesn't outweigh the reward. So I don't like it. Although on GP, it's amazing. GP's Q counts as an auto attack. I believe also as Q does too and MFQ does too, although I don't really know for sure. I know they apply on-hit effects, so. GP's Q is basically an auto attack. Every time you go up a Q, you get 5 gold. It counts as a melee attack. You're also poking, you're not pushing lane, and it has a 5-second cooldown. It's a flat 5-second cooldown. So that's pretty dang useful. That's pretty cool. I like that. It makes GP a little bit more fun. However, the average blade nerf with having only 2 pertain rather than 4 pertain in terms of gold pertain makes it a little bit more useless on him because of the actual passive that it has on it besides the GP 10 part. So on GP, I love Pickpocket. On everybody else, I feel like it's a novelty mastery that doesn't really fix the situation of supports not having gold. I feel like Biscuiteer and Explorer do a much better job despite being kind of useless in themselves to fix the overall gold situation of supports. I just feel like Pickpocket's kind of whatever. It's not necessary. I still will probably go like 114, 15 when Season 3 comes out. I don't feel like Pickpocket's worth it. I think it's, in theory, really cool, a nice idea. In execution, I feel like it's really poorly done, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. Some people may love it. Some amazing pro may be like, this is the best mastery ever because you can do this and that and basically show me why I'm wrong. But it's just my opinion for now on the limited amount that I played on the PBE. That Pickpocket isn't overly worth it and probably better off skipped. It's 1 point, so if you're going all the way in, you may as well grab it. But at the same time, there's other things you could grab too that would also make a difference. So that's just what I want to talk about with the mastery changes to Season 3. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, if you want me to expand more on different masteries, I can always do that in the comments or do annotations and such. If you want me to do more with the PB, tell me what you want me to do with the PB, and I'll do it. I believe, supposedly, from what I've heard, Season 3 is supposed to come out in like a week or so. So, who knows, maybe in a week or so, Season 3 will be out. Nominees another skin though before that happens. But anyways, if you guys liked it, leave a like. If you have any criticisms or complaints, send me a message, leave me a comment, tell me what I could do better, what I did wrong, etc. If you guys want to see more of these videos, subscribe. Yeah, that's what you can do to see more. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Facebook, follow me on, I don't actually have all those yet, but whatever. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I will try and wrap it up without being an idiot. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.